After spending an unhealthy amount of time trying to shave milliseconds off our Trials Evolution records, we were enormously excited to get hold of Trials Fusion, which arrives in mid-April. We've just got some fresh gameplay in from the game, so we thought we'd boil it down into the 5 things you absolutely need to know about Trials Fusion. Trials Fusion adds tricks to the series for the first time, and while this gameplay footage shows someone pulling off flawless moves, like everything else in the game, it's actually all physics based. What this means is you can wiggle the right thumbstick to flail your rider around hilariously and, occasionally in our case, still land back on the saddle. The biggest points are earned by holding particular poses, but the biggest laughs come from ragdolling your poor rider about. This new scored trick system is an entirely separate mode from regular Trials play called FMX, so don't worry about it interfering with the purity of a perfect run on a timed obstacle course. Of course, if you want to show off by doing unscored tricks during a regular run, you can do that too, but if you do that and beat our time, we will find out your address, come round and pull up all the flowers in your front garden, you smug git. Something that borders on sacrilege for some hardcore Trials players, including our cameraman James, Trials Fusion introduces the quad bike. The gist is that it's grippier thanks to its 4 fat tyres, but it's also heavier, meaning it's slightly less responsive as you shift weight forwards and backwards. Also, the ridiculous pedal-powered BMX from the Origin of Pain DLC is back in Trials Fusion as well. If you didn't pick the DLC up for Trials Evo, you're in for a treat. The level editor, which comes as standard with a Trials game, has had a major upgrade since Trials Evolution. There's now the opportunity to design in 4 square kilometres of space, create drops of up to 1 kilometre, and there are over 1,000 track and scenery pieces to play with. While you might find those numbers daunting and never touch the editor itself, that extra flexibility means that there'll be better, more imaginative levels to download from those who take the time to build them. Everyone wins. Trials Fusion is going to be the first game in the series with a Season Pass. 6 full DLC expansions are planned, which will include not only a load more official tracks, but also new pieces for that level editor. Also, given that the BMX for Trials Evo debuted in the Origin of Pain DLC, and that the quad bike has now been added to the roster, we wouldn't be surprised if you got the odd new vehicle in there too. Snowmobile, anyone? Every one of the 60 or so regular tracks contains 3 Easter eggs to discover. Clearly they're not going to be spoiled in this gameplay footage, but expect things like impromptu tennis matches or whole level tweaks, such as the course suddenly switching to nighttime or the addition of flaming rings, that make the track even more challenging to complete if you discover them. So there you go, 5 things you absolutely must know about Trials Fusion, which will land probably screaming and in a crumpled heap on Xbox One and Xbox 360 in April. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Outside Xbox. Bye!